Hey guys, got a question for you. What does this and this have in common? I'm going to talk specifically about what it is, our drive and our motivation to actually sit down and read the Bible, and how some of us, myself included at times, actually kind of fail in this area, and we lack that desire to take the time and to sit down and pick up our Bibles and read. And the reality is that particularly with me, I enjoy learning. So anything where I can learn and I can gain in knowledge and understanding is something that I really value. So I enjoy doing it. But there does come a point when learning for the sake of learning is not really getting you anywhere, and you start to kind of dive off in your desire and your motivation for actually doing it. So this was an optic that my son had bought. It's a Strike Fire 2 red dot sight for you guys. It's a Vortex red dot for a rifle that my son had bought. But let me ask you this: how intellectually stimulating would it be for you to sit down and read this book, read all through the instruction manuals and what all that it does and all the features that it has and so on and so forth? How interesting would this be for reading if you didn't actually have the sight? I mean, would you just go to a flea market or something like that and maybe go online and download instructions for items that you don't even have, and just sit down and start reading through instructions? I mean, it wouldn't be very motivating. You wouldn't actually get anything out of it. And the idea is that sitting down and reading the Bible is the same way. If you're reading just for the sake of intellectual increase, if you're reading just for the sake of growing in some knowledge so that you can have conversations and really dazzle your friends about theology, there is going to come a point where your motivation starts to die off, and then it's like, well, I have one of these deep intellectual conversations once every year, so I don't have the desire to sit down and read. But the idea is that sitting down and reading an instruction manual is only valuable, is only beneficial if it's something that you're actually seeking to apply. If it's just for intellectual assent, it's not going to get you anywhere. Your motivation will die off. But if it's something that you're looking to actually apply, if I sit down and I'm reading through this manual because I want to know the best way to use this site, I want to know how to take advantage of all the features that are in it, I want to know how to utilize this thing and all the tips and tricks in doing so, then sitting down and reading this manual because I actually own the site is something that would be greatly beneficial to me, and is something that would drive and motivate me to sit down and read it. By the same token, sitting down and reading your Bible just for intellectual assent, it's going to come to a point where it's like, yeah, okay, I've seen that before. Yeah, I've already heard that story. It's not a big deal. But if you're reading this for the purpose of applying it to your life, then it becomes fresh every single time you read it. Every single time you read about Daniel and the lion's den, every single time you read about Jesus being crucified on the cross, each and every time you read through this, it takes on not necessarily new meaning, but it has new impact in your life, because there's parts of it that are becoming fresh and new that can be utilized for application in your life. So I would encourage you to think about that, and to not get into kind of a religious mindset of sitting down and just reading my Bible for the sake of reading my Bible. If it's just knowledge you're looking for, Google has got that. If it's something that you're actually looking to apply to your life, that's the only way that it's going to make any kind of impact, and it's the only way that your desire and your motivation is going to continue to grow. So anyway, wanted to share that with you guys today. So, all right, God bless.